There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up. Try again, one day you will break through. What you long for will find you. Through all the hard times, I always seem to find the light in your eyes.
Short overview of this week's program. We start with your sign, talk about your week, the potential energies. That is section 1. Section 2, from Tokyo, nights. 5D, 5-dimensional upgrading methods. How do you expand and go one step further towards your potential? I call it 5D, but it's really multidimensional. We are going into if you are doubting spirituality or your spirituality, if you are doubting if you can get any further. Here in section 2 is how to get the proof for yourself and how to manifest it in your life. Welcome. Hi there, Virgo, and welcome to your modern shaman, Maria and RainbowLand, here with the weekly intuitive astrological forecast, Heartful and the tarot for the week that starts at the 3rd of December and into the 9th of December 2018. Section 1 of this program is only about you, Virgo. We're drawing 2 cards, astrology card and tarot card of the week, and we're looking into the energetic situation for the Virgos, planet-wise. That we will be doing from this room in Denmark, where I am, because I just been operated 2 days ago in this left knee. Should perhaps have been staying in bed, but as I have a lot in Virgo like you, I feel it's my duty to do my weekly responsibility to serve. Second part of the program is filmed in Tokyo, where I just came from, my second home there. In the night, the Tokyo nights, da ba da ba ba ba. So lights in the night, and also from the air, where I'm filming Japan from the air, wow, and also Russia, because we have a lot in Sagittarius. That's the traveler sign, exploring, expanding our minds, etc. So welcome to this week, Virgo. This week starts out with me mentioning that your planet, your ruler, Mercury, is going to end his retrograde after 3 weeks, Thursday, in Scorpio, your sector of communication. So this means that if you have been feeling like mentally you've been lacking clarity, you've been lacking the ability to communicate clearly, having perhaps a little difficulties with remembering things, getting blurred somehow in this sector, because actually Mercury has been in a square to the planet of illusion and blurriness and Neptune over there in Pisces in your relationship sector. So this could have mentally really brought some unclarity to your mind. And then we also have Venus actually on Monday moving into to Scorpio, your 3rd house of communication. So if there's been someone where you have been trying to reach an agreement or communicate something out, where it's been feeling a little difficult, well, this is also the case that now Venus here can really help you get the needed clarity and overview with these things. If you work on it consciously, of course, because we still have some funny situations here this week, because we have even though you've had the Mercury issue with Neptune, which is the irrational planet, so it's been hard for your planet that loves to be rational and have a clear mind to be rational, but it's definitely helping now. So, astrology card of the week. But this week's new moon is going to be in square with Mars, and Neptune in their conjunction in Pisces. Astrology card of the week. Jupiter, abundance. But we have Jupiter in your emotional sector with the sun and the moon. This new moon is in the same place as Jupiter in your 4th house. So there's something in your home and your foundation that will bring you a lot of luck, and where you'll feel like, wow, your home life is being enriched somehow. Let me just see this card. Yeah, with Jupiter, it's always like, they're not new, but still new enough for me, these cards. I love the cards. So, but there's this square where we have Neptune, the unrealistic distortion planet, Mars and your desires here. So this is something to do with your emotional sector Friday as the new moon comes, where there can be some disruptions, and you might feel like, oh, you're getting some frustrations between someone. Maybe someone is not being clear in their communication or promising something like a little too much more than they can keep. If you're single and you're meeting someone, or if you're just relationship-wise with your business, or anything where you meet someone new and they seem a little too good to be true, because of Neptune, I wouldn't trust it. Use your intuition in this case. Use Jupiter in your 4th house to give you some clarity and see the truth. Card of the week. Tarot card of the week for the Virgos. There could also be some kind of where you're getting a hold on your thoughts in some kind of personal situation, where you have to accept that your ability to think clearly may not be completely illusions. Okay. Your ability to think clearly may not be exactly as clear as you wanted still because of the Neptune. You will have things helping you, but at the same time there will still be some unclarity about certain things. So if you look at these cards, we have the Page of Swords here, we have the 7 of Cups here, emotional, illusions, and we have Jupiter abundance here. So if you want benefits out of the Venus and Mercury in your 3rd house of communication, you have to take care, because the new moon, there can be some last minute changes or stuff like that. But if you communicate clearly and start a new way of communicating, because this one is cutting away anything which is unnecessary in your mind, in your mental sector, any illusions that you might have been having, so that you can expand in your home life and in your emotional sector in the right way. But you have to clear away anything that made you more confused and more in this dream world where you couldn't really see, illusions that aren't really serving you. It needs to be cut away, and you are getting a new process of doing that, which will help you a lot. So communication wise, after this having been done analytically, you will have some benefits coming your way. Don't follow trends, follow your heart. Thanks for watching, Virgo, the section 1. Now we're going into section 2 with the Tokyo Nights. Yeah. See you in part 2. Two people with similar experiences to mine and their conversation. I refer to Joshua Polak and KAMLESH D. PATEL. You can write down the names if you want to search upon more information about these two fellas. So, once upon a time, I heard some people talk about samadhi. So I remember I was only 20 and my father had given me a book where it said, samadhi is a profound state of inner equanimity where you drift beyond yourself, beyond the here and now, beyond everything, into eternity. Such an interesting thing to read about, but it was only mental. It was not integrated in me. But I clearly felt I was longing for it. I heard my intuition say, this is where you really want to go. Sometimes people don't think they are able to meditate. They just don't have the mind or body for it. And they say, meditation isn't for me. Here I might add, yet, because it's just a door anyone can walk through with the right guidance. When the heart is at peace, the mind is at rest. And as the two gentlemen before mentioned, might add, well, it's a really nice way to start with the heart. I say that too. Many traditions start with the heart. Heartfulness, amongst others. And before I even met heartfulness, I did it. So the soul knows already that when the heart is satisfied, the mind can attain the higher knowledge we consciously and subconsciously want to return to, so that we can bring a balance in our whole body, mind and soul, heart and mind, like the holistic circle. But often we are dominated by various mental and emotional tendencies that we inherit. We need methods to clean and balance them if we want to get out of miseries, like a spring cleaning. Sometimes in life, we meet a spiritual master. And this actually happens more within as without, or externalization. Sometimes we meet a physical spiritual master, which reflects the state we are in, inside, or ready to come into, or be guided towards. Whether or not you have met this, if you're on this channel still viewing, you're ready to expand somehow. Your higher self has called you to listen to this. Could have been anyone else saying the same things. It doesn't matter. You're ready at some level. Of course, sometimes people need food on the table more than they need conversations with God, with other dimensions, or stuff like that. First things first. Thing is that a book or a show like this can give us wisdom and can give us knowledge. But it cannot make us wise or make us experience the wisdom ourselves. We can be guided, but we gotta really want it and learn to follow our inner voice, our intuition. We gotta do it ourselves. A spiritual source can never be found externally. It may reflect what you are, in which state, but it can only be found within through your intention and awareness and work. Even though you find a spiritual master, you have to work for it. Seek the life beyond the 3 dimensions, the essence beyond the form, the light behind the heavy, the wisdom beyond the ignorance, is what I heard the 2 guys say. A spiritual state can only be felt, not mentally thought. We feel with our hearts open, so we need to work upon keeping them open. A benefit is that with open hearts, we can receive and give love, like open arms and open hands. With closed heart and hands, we don't receive anything. Again, experience is greater than knowledge. In the lecture, you can learn the principles. In the laboratory, you get practical experience, he said. You have to use yourself fully to be and make this experiment. You have to use yourself. You are the experiments. Otherwise, how can you say, well, there is no other way for me to be and to experience life? There are no other dimensions, if you haven't tried it. Why meditate? Well, why not? We're back at that conversation. People have different reasons, like people have different reasons for buying a car or doing whatever in your life. To gain, could it be? To find inner peace, it could be. To get relief from a stressful life, to get mental clarity, to have and achieve emotional balance, to relax, to physically reduce your blood pressure. Then when you start, you'll get benefits that far exceeds these goals. A profound sense of spiritual well-being. Meditation simply normalizes your inner state, whatever it may be. So if someone is stressed, this person will say that it reduces stress. If someone is emotionally unstable, this person will say that it stabilizes emotions. An aggressive and mad person will say it makes you loving, they said in their conversation. I loved that conversation. But what does meditation do? It creates naturalness. When you move forward with natural or naturally, the unnatural will disappear automatically. There are thousands of ways of being unnatural, but only one way of being natural. What a nice way to put it. Why meditate? Well, today's reason may be different from tomorrow, and as we meditate, wisdom grows. Like for me in the beginning, it was just to get peace of mind. But now I see it's the only way. I expand and evolve through this, and my ego is released more and more. Gets more refined. Freedom and peace, but also a clear contact with my higher purpose for being here. I simply hear my higher self better year after year, meditating. And now also hear and also see often the higher selves of others too. So you might ask, is this an infinite journey here, life on planet Earth, if we reincarnate too? Do you ever reach the goal? Well, if there was a final stop, they said, you would stop growing and moving, evolution would stop. So they said that we must be willing to change to help evolution, become flexible, because it's never stopping where you are now. They said that it was like an asymptote, a line and a curve, where the curve is getting closer and closer to the line to intersect. They're getting closer, but they never touch infinitely. It's the same with spirituality and perfection, they said. Isn't it interesting? And what it is that we move towards is to become less selfish, less reactive, have less identification with our egos. And we get free from the formulas, because we expand into other dimensions, as I always talk about. And we get into a peaceful state instead of the restless. And we become more authentic. We are following our hearts instead of trends, as I also always said. Instead of being superficial, we find our authentic purpose. We start accepting others as they are, instead of insisting on that they become like us. We become more balanced, and we step more into the light. The purpose of meditation is to transform us, like self-development, psychiatry, and religion does or do. We live in the age of knowledge here, the age of Aquarius. Any knowledge, scientific or spiritual, is accessible to us at the internet, age of Aquarius. But knowledge cannot change us This is the point. To know about love and to feel and express it are two different things. And this is interesting, right? Because if teachings was enough, they said, we would all be transformed by now. You may believe in the omnipresence of God, but do you feel it? That is the difference. Through meditation, we go within and find something higher. Not always, not every time. When I meditate, it's different because sometimes it's hard because I have a lot of cleaning and clearing out of old thoughts. So I don't get into the state because I'm washing away all the dirt of my mind, the mental things that keeps me out of touch with my heart and the fear and la la la. So it's not a given that is every time. So it's not because now you're suddenly bad at meditating. It's simply because you haven't showered something out. And this layer you have to pass to re-enter the source, the core. And this means that meditation is not a waste. And it's not called a bad meditation. It's simply because the meditation turned into a cleaning process. So that you then afterwards again can enter this something higher. But again, through meditation, we go within and we find something higher. And that is why we can meditate anywhere. We don't have to do anything but close our eyes and sit quietly, nothing but that. It took me years to think that I didn't need to sit in a special room, in a special chair, with a special kind of guidance. I could do it anywhere. But now you are told otherwise. Many people say that. At the time I started meditating, it wasn't that normal in Denmark, where I come from. So, again, you don't have to do anything but close your eyes and sit quietly. This is how we get practical experience. Do it over and over again and know that you have to get past all the noise and the clutter that has been building up because you haven't cleaned your mind or cleared your mind, maybe for ages, maybe for weeks, maybe for your whole life. So you need to get past this to reach these stages. You have to work for it. Take enough showers mentally. If I skip my meditations and a lot of actions are going on, I also need to do it to get back to this condition and continue the journey from here. And I feel after all these years that the need to be me, the ego me, and the person I was dissolves more and more. It loses its meaning. And that is due to me surrendering to all of this. It's not that it loses the meaning to be my higher self, but the meaning of my ego to have any sort of status diminishes, becomes less and less important. And it is so liberating and amazing. I don't have to be someone or something special to feel love. That's the gift. Because I feel the love automatically when I lose the ego. Or it becomes a tool, I might correct. Once you learn how to meditate and you become able to take it into your daily life with you, you'll find yourself walking and talking with poise. Such a fine English word, which can be translated into something like to say only what's necessary to bring a message across or share the essence and do it gracefully. Having this special peaceful condition meditation can give you while you are talking with other people. This is special. It changes all your conversations. Enough about that more another time. I just want to say, bring periods of silence into your speech is a great idea. A very great idea. So follow the link below to listen to more of the before mentioned conversation between KAMLESH and Joshua, the Heartfulness Way. Of course, this was just my own conversation interlinked with their conversation. So it won't be exactly as this, but it will be very, very inspiring, probably more inspiring than this. So follow the link. So let's wrap this up by saying meditation is one way of breaking down the barriers of dimensions, making you into more and more of the truths you already hold. The answers you are seeking to why you experience the things you do in this life. What the meaning is of your life, your purpose. There's not only the 3 dimensions that most of us humans experience. There are so many more that we step in and out of subconsciously. I call these reports the 5D upgrades, but it's simplified and easier for most to grasp. That's why I called it 5D. Since we can only take so and so many steps at the time in our ascension process without pushing it. Also meaning that we can only understand so and so much. If you want to try to meditate for free and want me to find your teacher, go to my website www, or just skip that, just write Modern Shaman, MODERNSHAMAN.DK. That is modernshaman.dk. See the link at the bottom of the text underneath this video. And find the contact information to me at the very top of the page in the blue section. Next week, we will go further into the different dimensions and how we experience them and why. And how time doesn't exist. A deeper explanation to why this is one big illusion. Let us take one step at a time. Hugs, your modern shaman. Don't follow trends, follow your heart. See you next week.
There is this angel saying, I'm gonna find my way back home. The secret is love, he said. You've got to lift yourself up, try again. One day you will break through. What you long for will find you.
Don't follow trends, follow your heart.